Matthew here from MiniWarGaming.com, and welcome to this 20,000 point apocalypse game. Now, this one is going to be extra special for a couple of reasons. One, we got Nathan here, who has brought an entire chapter of Space Marines, his Flaming Dragons, his successor chapter to the Ultramarines. And we actually have a separate showcase video for them in the description below, so you can go check out all 1,400 models, whatever number it is. It's insane and it's awesome. But we're not using them all for this one because that would be ridiculous. Instead, it'll be 10,000 points versus 10,000 points. Now, the other part that makes this special is that we are going to be playing on 3 separate tables at the same time. So, Luca, go ahead and show that. Look at this. We got 3 awesome tables, which we will talk about in just a second. Because I wanted to do something different with this one. Instead of just having one long table with everything on it, we're going to have 3 different battlefields all interacting with each other. So let's take a look at how each of the tables work. The first table, the main table we have here, represents the agro world of Drakenfell. Now this continues our narrative from the other Apocalypse game that we played on here that basically has a Tyranid invasion on this agro world after all these ruins have been discovered and studied by the AdMech. The Imperium has been having a hard time with this fight against the Tyranids, and so that's why they've called on even more chapters. We've had Black Templars show up, we've had Custodes show up, and now we've got the Flaming Dragon. So this table is 6,000 points on each side. So we got the main force of Flaming Dragons here, which we got all sorts of cool custom vehicles, well, not custom vehicles, but special vehicles from Forge World. We got a big flyer wing, we got a chapter command and everything else. So this represents the strongest part of his forces, and he's facing off against a hive protection detachment, or whatever you want to call it, because his goal is to come in and basically batter down this main hive node that's right here. We've made the deployment a little interesting by starting close together, and also by having in the back some reserves. The Terminators are already here. Essentially what I like to do is treat it like we're starting in turn 2. So we deploy close together, all the reserves are already deployed, and we kind of treat it like if they have deep strike, then they deploy in the back, or whatever we decide to do. And then if we come all the way to the other side, we will see that the Tyranids have a vanguard force that has come to reinforce this hive node, and they've already shown up and are ready to go forward. This table represents the win-loss conditions of this game. There are 6 objective markers scattered throughout the table, and that just kind of go deeper and deeper into Tyranid territory. At the end, after 3 turns of play, whoever holds the most objectives is the winner. And if that's a tie for how many objectives are held, then it's whoever has the most points in objectives, because every objective has a number on it from 1 to 6, which basically is the cheapest one up here and the most expensive at the further back. So basically you want to push through, you want to get lots of units over here. And that's the main table. So this is pretty straightforward. It's, we're not using stratagems, we're not using detachment rules, we're just using army rules. It keeps things simple. And this table is simple because we've got 2 other tables that are going to have major influence over it. So let's go take a look at those right now. Up in orbit, we have an Adeptus Mechanicus science station, which turns out over the past couple of generations has been slowly infiltrated by Gene Stealer cultists. And so here we're having a 1,500 point of Space Marines versus Gene Stealer cults battle going on. And this one represents kind of a logistical site. And so this space station has access to a lot of the satellites on this side of the world. And this all happens simultaneous to the other Apocalypse game that we have, all as precursors to the Death Watch narrative campaign that is coming out soon. Or maybe already, I don't know what order these will go out. So this one has all these objective markers. There's 10 objective markers all over the table. And we've already deployed, all scattered around. We've got scouts that have moved forward. We've got Gene Stealers ambushing, everything. And he's brought lots of scouts and Stern Guard vets. And then I have Gene Stealers and hybrid metamorphs and aberrants as well. At the end of every battle round, whoever controls the most objective markers, and we roll off if it's a tie, gets to basically impact the main table. What they're going to do is they're going to roll on a random table. There's 2 tables, one that's just 50-50 ranged or melee, and the other one which is a D3 table that has lethal, devastating, and sustained hits. So you combine those 2. So let's say the Tyranids or the Gene Stealer cults have 1 in battle round 1, and I roll ranged lethal hits. On the main table for battle round 2, all ranged weapons for the Tyranids would have lethal hits. Now the other catch to it though is that if you win at the end of the battle round, you lose most of your objective markers. So you're not able to just kind of plant down in some of the back and win. You're going to have to constantly move around, and they'll dwindle over the 3 battle rounds. It only really affects battle rounds 2 and 3, of course. So lethal, devastating wounds, and sustained on either melee or range. So that can have a serious impact to the game. And then let's look at the final table. The Imperium has received intelligence that the Genestealer cult has risen up in another part of the planet that has this large defense cannon. So they have sent ahead and drop podded in a bunch of dreadnoughts and other forces to secure it. And we have a 2,500 point game going on here of Genestealer cult versus the Space Marines in the middle. We're going to have objective markers scattered around this one, but at the end of every battle round, including the last one, because it might affect if you can destroy some stuff, whoever is holding the most objective markers, and you roll off on a tie, gets to fire this big cannon at the main table. We have a special 10-inch blast template that we're going to use, and you place it down, you scatter it 3d6 inches, and if you roll a direct hit on the scatter die, it does not move. Anything directly over the center of, or that it's over the center of, just is destroyed. It doesn't matter if it's an enormous tank or a big monster or a single termagant, it is removed from play. Every other unit partially covered by it takes 6 plus d6 mortal wounds. It's got to have a major impact on the game because it's only going to happen 3 times. So it's of vital importance to capture and hold this gun. And that's the main scenario. So the major scenario on the main tables, and then the other 2 tables do not determine who wins, but they do have a severe impact on the main table. And this will contribute to the narrative of Drakenfell. It'll be official canon in the MiniWarGaming cinematic universe. That's right, the MWGCU is a thing. It's a real thing. It has been for many, many years. So we're going to start now with starting off with who's going to go first. Again, that reminds me of one last rule. We're going to roll off for who goes first on this table right here, this main 6,000 versus 6,000. But whoever wins that roll off automatically loses it on the other 2 tables. And so if Space Marines go first on this table, they go second on the other 2 tables. That's my effort to do a little bit of balancing. You can't really balance Apocalypse, and you're not really trying to. We're just trying to tell a cool story and put a lot of models on the table and then destroy them all. But at least I have some sort of effort to see if we can find a balancing factor there. So let's go in and make that first roll.
Wargamers, I have something exciting to tell you. We have a sponsor, which is Whaling Games. They are sponsoring this battle report. Now, the cool thing about that isn't the fact that they offer worldwide shipping, or they have massive stock quantities, or it's like you can get anything you can possibly imagine in their store because they have thousands of products. It's the fact that they're doing push-ups. Like, look at this. Like, isn't that nuts? They're trying to discover how many they can do and who can do the most on their team. And it's perfect because we are just moving. The timing couldn't be better. We had this miniature designed by Titan Forge, and it's designed to go on your hobby shelf and remind you to just move. Now available in the MiniWarGaming Forge. By getting this mini, you're making a commitment to yourself that you will just move more, do more, be more active. This one, only get if you want to make a commitment to yourself to move more. Otherwise, get Ravage Star, because Whaling Games is carrying Ravage Star in the UK, and that's also another fantastic news piece. Now, back to the battle report.
Are you ready? Okay, hold on. Before everybody rolls, everybody put your hand in. So we got Nathan and Josh. They're going to roll. We're going to add it together. And then Scary and me. Ooh. And the winner of the roll-off must go first on the main table.
Must go first.
Must go first. Go. So you got first turn. Yep. Oath of Moment, and then do you have anything in your command phase to do?
No, I don't. Just the Oath of Moment, which will be this guy right over here.
Oh, my Norn Emissary. Okay, so I get to reroll hits against that, and Terminators get like +1 and all sorts of other fun stuff. Yeah. Movement phase. So it looks like, Nathan, you've got a bit of a parking lot here, but that's okay because you got some flyers. So first off, you got your Dreadnoughts on the one side. Mm-hmm. So you wanted them marching forward.
Yep.
And then where do the flyers go? We'll show the after, but where did you send them?
We send them all to the end of the board so that they will fly off at the end of the next turn to come down here on turn 3 to mop up what's left.
Okay, and so we have them fly off. Everybody kind of rejigged.
Yep.
And finally at the back, engaging the Vanguard, you had the huge Astraeus turn around going, oh, yeah, okay, guys, we got some guys back here. And the Land Raider turn around and charge just straight into like a huge posse of Lictors and the Death Leaper.
Yep.
So flyers all ended up over here. You had a Storm Raven full of, who went in the Storm Raven?
The Chaplain and his special squad.
Because they want to raise the banner over here. And then the other ones, you can see that they've come back to provide some fire support. Now you got some Terminators back here. Go ahead and move those. So you want to engage the Northern Emissary, eh?
Yep.
Okay. Well, so you got your Terminators moving forward to engage the Northern Emissary, who is the Oath of Moment.
Yep.
And the other one's kind of holding still.
Yep. And now for the big guns. The Falchion is going to fire its heavy cannons into the
Scythe Hero Duel.
Scythe Hero Duel, and then one sponson of last cannons is going to hit the Carnifex on the left-hand side, and the other sponson is going to hit the one on right next to that left-hand side in the middle.
Starting with the main cannon into the Scythe Hero Duel.
D3 plus 1 shots. 3s. 2s to wound.
We got a devastating wound. These are 12 damage each, and these are AP 5, so I don't get any saves, but I do have a zone throw up nearby to give me a 6-up invuln. So 6-up invulns. Oh! Oh my God!
You're supposed to roll your own dice.
Yeah, shut up. Psychophage gives a 6-up Feel No Pain. Good job, zone throws. But I do take 12 wounds from that devastating wound. Now we'll do the sponsons against the Carnifexes.
Hitting on 3s. 3s to wound.
5-up save.
D6 plus 1 damage.
Now round 2. 3s to hit.
3s to wound.
5-up saves.
D6 plus 1.
Yeah. Okay, so Carnifex hurt. Carnifex dead.
Spartan will fire everything up at the Hive Guard.
All 10 last cannons?
It has 2 sponson last cannons and a twin-linked one in the
Yeah,
hole.
so 10 last cannons.
Well, this is, yeah.
There's still 10 last cannons.
Okay.
Semantics!
3s to hit. 3s to wound.
5-up save. So the first one killed one with a +1. Second one took 2 shots to kill one, and the third one did not kill one. 2 die, 1 gets hurt.
Kratos will fire its multi-melta turret weapons up at the Hive Guard, and then the 4 last cannons are trying to finish off the Hero Duel. Autocannon 3s to hit. 3s to wound.
3-up save. Nothing.
Melta Blast Gun 3s to hit. 3s to wound.
6-up saves.
D6 damage.
Kills 1, injures the next.
Last cannon of the Hero Duel 3s to hit. 4s to wound. Centurions into the side Hero Duel with their missiles and last cannons. Last cannon's hitting on 3s. Re-rolling.
There's an objective.
Okay. 4s to wound.
Twin linked.
Linked.
4-up saves.
D6 plus 1 damage.
Oh, you got him! Oh, wait, no, I got Feel the Pain.
Yeah.
6-up Feel the Pain. Hey, I got 1 wound left.
Rockets D3 each. 3s to hit. Re-rolling. 5s to wound.
Oh, 3-up save. Die, I'm alive. Down to 1 wound. You gotta work for it, Nathan.
Contemptor will fire his multi-melta into the Haros specs. 3s. Contemptor with the last cannons, 1 arm is going to go into the Carnifex at 4 wounds, and then the other will go into the
Scythe Hero Duel.
Carnifex hitting on 3s. 3s to wound.
5-up save.
Into the Hero Duel, hitting on 3s. 4s to wound. We're going to go for round 2. Autocannon will do the exact same of 1 arm into the Hero Duel and the other into the Carnifex. Into the Carnifex, hitting on 3s. 5 to wound.
Twin linked. Oh, you got it.
There we go.
3-up. Save.
Into the
Hero Duel. 3s
to hit. 5s to wound.
Yeah, come on. Oh, I did it. Oh. 3-up save or the Hero Duel dies. Feels like I just did a ransom notice there. Oh! No stratagem, so I cannot reroll. You got him. So we got a 6-up Feel No Pain, so I got to roll triple 6s. You know what? I like your dice better, Luca. It's not cheating. Boom! What? Oh!
There's always one.
Roll those
Okay,
dice.
I'm gonna use my dice for the explosion
Deadly
now.
device!
Deadly device! I please. Oh! We finally got
So it
the
makes it when the
Hero
tight.
Duel.
It gives also people an. So this Land Raider is going to have all the last cannons fire up into the Carnifex, and then all the other guns are going to fire into the gargoyles in the back. Hitting on 3s with the last cannons. 3s to wound.
I got a 4-up save. Both go through. Minimum damage is 4, so you got the Carnifex. And 4 of the gargoyles get shot down from the assault cannon and stormbolter.
And now the Astraeus is going to fire all the las cannons into the Raveners, and then the accelerator autocannon into the Von Lyons Reapers over here. Macro accelerator hitting on 4s. 3s to wound. Twin linked.
4-up saves. Oh, baby! Kills one. Kills one.
Pop.
The las cannons on 3s. 2s to wound. D6 plus 1 damage.
That kills one.
D6 plus 1.
Kills two. Should have shot the Hive Tyrant.
So this Land Raider Redeemer is going to have the Flamestorm cannons and the Assault cannon are going to fire into the Leapers, and then the Multi-Melta and Hunter Killer are going to fire into this Leaper. Or Lictor. Flamer, 2d6 plus 6 shots. 3s to wound.
6-up save. That killed 5 right there.
Assault cannon hit on 3s.
4s.
4s. 3s to wound. Twin linked.
4-up. Just enough to kill another one.
Doesn't turn.
And then the multi-melt. Oh, he doesn't turn. Into the Lictor.
4s. 3s to wound.
-4. 4-up invuln. Oh.
Very good.
D6 plus 2 damage.
Oh, you killed her. You wasted your Hunter Killer, and I did not have a 4-up invuln.
He's just dead.
He's just died. Leviathan fires up at the Hive Guard and kills the one and injures another one down to 2 wounds. We're going to transition now to the back of the table, where we have these are Storm Talons, right? Mm-hmm. And they're going to open up fire with all of their twin assault cannons into this one Screamer Killer right there.
Assault cannons hitting on 2s. 5s to wound, twin linked. Twin linked.
2-up saves. And we got
The missiles hitting on 3s. 5s to wound.
7.
Twin linked.
3-up saves. Ah!
D3 damage each.
In total, 6 wounds. I got a 6-up feeling of pain from the Psychophage. Didn't matter. We've got 4 wounds left.
This Storm Raven, plasma and missiles into the wounded Screamer Killer. Everything else into the second one over there. Plasma cannons, D3 shots. Supercharging hit on 3s. 5s to wound.
5-up save. 6-up feeling of pain. Oh, only
Hazardous roll. Missile launcher hitting on 3s.
So Screamer Killer only goes down to 3 wounds.
Heavy bolter.
Into the other one.
5s to wound, twin linked. Oh.
3-up.
2 damage.
Hurricane bolters hitting on 6s to wound.
Twin linked. 2-up saves. 8 wounds remaining.
This will fire everything into the Exocrine. Last Talon hitting on 3s. 3s to wound. Never mind 4s.
Yeah, it's 4s.
The missile launcher hitting on 3s.
The Skyhammer missile launcher.
5s to wound. We got a 4-up save. Booyah.
Twin assault cannon hitting on 3s. 5s to wound. Twin linked.
3-up. So 2 devs and 1 wound. 11 wounds. Actually, I get a 6-up feeling of pain. Woo! Booyah! Hey, look at that. I got 12 wounds left. Woo!
Storm Talon number 3 hopefully will do the job that 4 other planes couldn't do of getting the Screamer Killer. Assault cannon hitting on 2s. 5s to wound. Twin linked.
Oh! 6-up feeling of pain. I got 1.
Skyhammer missile launcher 3 times. Skyhammer missile launcher hitting on 2s.
5s to wound. You can do it.
Skyhammer missile launcher.
Twin linked. Oh. 3-up save or the Screamer Killer goes.
Oh my. Oh wait.
Oh!
So this Storm Raven is going to be a hero and fire las cannons and missiles into the Screamer
You
Killer.
splitting your fire again, Nathan? Oh, here we go. It's not working for you.
And then all the other guns into
They're
one
little
wound guy.
guns. They're not going to kill him.
Twin heavy bolter hitting on 3s. 5s to wound. Twin links.
Oh, 3-up save. Ah, I'm alive.
3s.
Hurricane bolters.
6s.
Twin linked. Okay. I got to make 2-up saves. Otherwise, the Screamer Killer dies. He's alive.
Las cannons into the other one. 3s. Oops, my bad. It's a single shot. So 3s.
Twin linked.
Twin linked.
5-up save.
D6 plus 1 damage. Typhoon missile launcher hitting on 3s. 5s to wound.
Twin linked. So you got that Screamer down to 3, and the other one down to 1. They're both still alive. And Terminators, what are they firing at, Nathan?
Terminators, everything is going to fire into the 1 wound guy. So all the storm bolters and the assault cannon. The missile launcher on the 1 will go into the 3.
Don't do it.
I'm taking 2 of them down.
No, you're not.
Assault cannon hitting on 3s. Wounding on 5s. We're looking for 6s.
Yeah, you got him! Oh, finally got him!
Feel no pain. You gotta feel
Feeling
Oh, jeez.
The 1 wound.
No, he's dead.
Yeah, deadly advice.
I don't think, no.
missile launcher on the 1. 2s or 3. 5s to win.
4 up saves.
Oh, no.
Oh, how much damage? How much damage?
D6 damage.
I got 3 wounds left, buddy.
Oh.
He got
Oh! Terminators all day!
You got both of them.
It's Apocalypse. I want things to die. It's so slow. Okay, that was one heck of a shooting phase. Felt very up and down. A little roller coaster there. You're a bit of a yo-yo when it comes to my emotions. So you managed to kill a couple Carnifexes. You killed the Scythe Hero Duel. Not as impressively as we thought at first, because I made my 6 up invulns. Killed a bunch of Hive Guard. Killed a couple Gargoyles. We killed some Leapers way at the back here. And then we swing really fast over here. Really good camera work. Managed to kill 2 Screamer Killers and slightly hurt. Ah! Whoa, that was close. And slightly hurt my Exocrine.
How many Screamer Killers?
Just 2. Into the charge phase. So right here we already rolled off camera for the Blade Guard Vets and the Assault Intercessors. They're all charging those Termagants. Goodbye, Termagants. Goodbye, Termagants.
Leviathan, 8-inch charge into the Haruspex.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, he's in.
That Contemptor could technically charge those guys up there, right? Contemptor is going to charge the Hive Guard. Looking for a 10.
No.
Oh. Terminators are going to charge 3 inches.
Well, maybe. We'll see. Don't roll double 1. Oh, yeah, you're good. Yeah, I think they're going to get him. We'll see. Start with the Leviathan into the Haruspex.
Leviathan, 3s to hit. 3s to wound.
5 up save. Yeah, take 6 damage. 8 wounds remaining. And the Assault Intercessors and the Blade Guard Vets managed to kill all 20 Termagants. Now here's the fight of fights. I really don't think the Norn Emissary stands a chance, but let's see.
Thunderhammers on 4s. 0-3 roll.
Much better.
4s to wound.
4 up saves. Oh.
Lightning Claw attacks, hitting on 3s. 3s to wound. Or 3s to reroll. 5s to wound. Reroll.
4 up. Oh, that's a good roll. 9 wounds left. Looks like he did better than I thought he would. That's all his stuff. So reverse order. Norn Emissary will fight back. Start with his monstrous Rending Claws, hitting on 2s. 3s to wound.
4s.
And then the monstrous Scything Talons, hitting on 2s. 3s to wound. 4 up.
Oh.
So you're losing a regular dude with Lightning Claws, 2 Thunderhammers, and then 1 Thunderhammer's down to 1 wound. Haruspex into the Leviathan. We got the Ravenous Maw first, hitting on 3s. 5s to wound. Yeah, only 1.
3 up save.
And then his big Shoveling Claws, 3s to hit. 3s to wound. Ooh.
4 up saves.
Oh boy. Okay, so these are normally D6 plus 1 damage, but the Leviathan's -1, so they're D6 damage each. How many wounds does the Leviathan have?
12.
12. Does anybody feel no pains?
No.
Oh, only 6. 6 wounds remaining. End of Space Marine's turn 1. Your assault phase, you wiped out a bunch of Termagants. You didn't kill the Norn Emissary. Your oath is unfulfilled. The Leviathan wasn't able to kill the Haruspex, who did not kill him back out of politeness. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, politeness.
And then, yeah, so we got Tyranids now. Let's see what damage the Tyranids can do back. And Tyranids, turn 1. So not much for me to do my command phase. I had some battle shocks, which all passed. I handed out Synapse to the Haruspex and the Carnifex, so now they can get their +1 strength, which I will remember. You watch, I will. That's it though, let's go straight to movement. Pretty straightforward movement. We're just swarming forward. Did a couple advances, but really we're going to be trying to destroy this Land Raider and the Astraeus while we move up the flanks. In the middle area is more a bit of a surge for some of the monsters coming forward to take on the close combat, while all the shooting ones held their ground to be better at shooting. And in the back, we're not really going to move around at all because we're already engaged with Terminators and everybody else is just shooters. Shooting phase, all the gargoyles here are going to fire up at, I think these are Stern Guard vets up here?
Stern Guard with the Chief Librarian.
Well, we'll fire at them. After everything managed to kill one. And then these gargoyles fired at the Kratos and managed to take 1 wound off. He's down to 15 wounds. That is my mistake, 17 wounds out of 18. Haruspex is going to try to tongue your Leviathan. He's really interested. 4s to hit. Precision. I'm going for the pilot. Barbed Hierodule is going to fire both of his huge bio cannons into the Honor Guard right there. But then I found it as a Chief Apothecary, though, who just keep bringing him back. And so I changed my mind. I'm going to fire at the Centurions. 2d6 plus 6 shots. All right. 3s to hit them. 3s to wound them.
With cover, 3-up saves.
Killed 1, injured 1. Hive Guard are going to try to wear down the Falchion a little bit. 3s to hit. 2s to wound with anti-vehicle.
3-ups.
You're good. Exocrine will fire over at your Blade Guard vets. D6 plus 4 shots. 2s to hit. 2s to wound.
4-up invuln.
Straight up murders 3 of them. We're going to try to harpoon a couple more of them. 2s to hit, re-rolling. Good. 2s to wound.
4-up invuln.
Ooh. D6 plus 1 damage. Kills 1. Kills 2. Normally I'm afraid of these guys. You know, the Turbogon will try to kill another one. 3s to hit. 3s to wound.
3-up saves.
This Turbogon will try to finish off that wounded one. 3s to hit. 3s to wound. Oh.
3-up.
Oh, we got him! Last guy dies, and the lieutenant and the captain become individual units now. We're gonna see if we get super lucky. We're gonna fire all these Devours, so 40 shots into this Leviathan. Because they're close to a Turbogon, 6s are just lethal. 40 shots hitting on 5s, lethal. 6s to wound. Hey, there's one more.
7 2-up saves.
Ah! Norn Emissary into the Terminators. Gonna fire his Neurolance, so 3s to hit. 2s to wound. Oh yeah!
Okay.
So not that Tyrannifex. The Exocrine at the back there. Straight up behind him at that flyer. D6 plus 3 shots. Hitting on 2s. 3s to wound. Oh.
6-up.
Ah!
Yeah.
Okay. Tyrannifex is going to try to finish it off now that it's marked. A Rupture Cannon hitting on 2s, re-rolling. There. Strength 18, 2s to wound. Oh boy. Yeah, that was minimum 14 damage, so we got him, I think. The Zone Thropes are going to go blah, 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 blah. Just like that. And just for fun, the Flamer into the Leviathan. Let's do the Flamer first. 2d6 auto hits, so 6 of them. 5s to wound. Sorry, it was only 2 of them. So -1. So 3-up. You're good. Zone Thropes are going to do their Witchfire Warp Blast. These are D3 plus 2 shots each. It's a lot. 2s to hit. 3s to wound. 4-up saves. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Nathan.
So they're D3 damage each. You want me to rapid fire this on camera? You ready?
You're
are
the boss.
Are you 3 wounds each? 3 wounds each?
3 wounds.
Dead. Dead. Oh no, dead. Dead. Alive. Alive.
You don't have to roll that
Dead.
last one.
I know I didn't. Alive. Dead. Alive and dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 die.
Yep.
Oh, stupid Zone Thropes. OP Zone Thropes.
Look at the pain in Nathan's face.
Oh. Charge phase. Norn Assimilator will charge the Assault Intercessors. This Land Raider will get charged by so many things. We got Lictor, 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 Badger. This is the, what's it called? The Astraeus. And we're going to charge it with the Winged Hive Tyrant and a bajillion Raveners and a Neurolictor. It'll probably survive, but it's in trouble. Carnifex rolled a 9-inch charge, so he's going to use that to get all the way over here to clear a path for the Barbed Hierodule, who will declare a charge, because I think the Leviathan's taken care of, I hope, into the Falchion.
Yep.
Correct.
Charging 8 inches. You may. And in it goes. Blam. So we had everything here scratch up the pain of the Land Raider. Thanks to the Battle Shock and the Neurolictor, I was able to get him down to 6 wounds. And now we're going to try to do some damage to that Astraeus. I don't think I'm going to kill it, but I can damage it. Winged Hive Tyrant hitting on 2s. 5s to wound, twin linked. Twin linked. 4-up save, and you're fine. A bajillion attacks from Raveners brought him down to 15 wounds out of 24, but the Hive Tyrant, of course, does nothing. Barbed Hero Duel into the Falchion. These are big, gnarly Hero Duel Scything Talons. So we got 3s to hit.
Witness their power.
3s to wound. 4-up save. Only one gets through. D3 plus 3 damage. Okay, 5 damage at least. Down to 19 wounds. And then we'll have the Carnifex try to kill that Leviathan. Start with his Crushing Claws, hitting on 4s. 3s to wound. Okay.
5-up invuln.
Ooh, one gets through. It's enough to kill him if I roll a 6. D6 damage. 3. He's down to 3. I do have his extra Scything Talons that could do something. 4s to hit. 5s to wound. Okay, okay. And a 4-up save. You're fine. Norn Assimilator into the Assault Intercessors. Monster Scything Talons on 2s. 2s to wound. Oh, 4 1s.
5-up save.
Oh, you keep alive. Nice. I'm not done yet. I'm not done with. I got my Tox Injector Harpoon on 2s. And 2s. That's better. -3.
5-up.
-3 is 5-up?
Or no, 6-up.
Okay, that kills 3 of them.
Yeah.
Kills 3 of them.
Terminators are gonna fight now. 4s with the hammers. Oh, 3 roll.
Oh, good thing. Oh!
5s to wound.
No, 4s to.
Or 4s. Lightning claws on 3s. Twin linked.
4-up saves. 4 more damage. It's down to 5 wounds. And now the Harrowspecs will try to finish off that Leviathan. Let's try his Shoveling Claws first, because these could kill him. 3s to hit. 3s to wound. My goodness.
4-up save.
Oh, I think you're done, but we'll see. So these are D6 damage each after the -1 damage. And you got 3 wounds left?
3 wounds.
Yeah, we got him. Does he blow up? No. Goodbye, Leviathan. He tried. He hurt the Harrowspecs, but did not kill it. All the Assault Intercessors attacked back and only took 2 wounds off of the Assimilator, bringing him to 14. And the Norn Emissary will try to punk a few more of those Terminators. Rending Claws on 2s. 3s to wound.
4-up save.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
Thunderhammer and regular, dude.
Monster Siding Talon hit on 2s. Oh, 2s to wound.
Yeah.
4-up saves. Oh, onto the Storm Shield. He's alive. And brings him down to 1 wound. So there's still 5 of them. They're alive. That's the end of turn 1 on the main table.
Yep.
So kind of punched back pretty hard. Your Blade Guard veterans were killed, a few Assault Intercessors. I damaged your Land Raider pretty bad. I took some wounds off of the Astraeus, not too many, but enough to start hurting him. Your Terminators just can't seem to take care of their Oath target, and they've lost a lot of them. You've lost the Leviathan Dreadnought, a Storm Talon, and it's just a smattering of models here and there. So it's not looking good. So hopefully you do well on the other tables.
Yeah.
So that you can then have some extra power on this table. It's end of battle round 1 on the other on this table. So we're gonna now do battle round 1 on the side games. We're gonna do those a little quicker though. They're gonna be more recaps because we want to focus on the main game. So let's go over and see how the battle cannon table does.
The day of ascension is here! It is here! So that means table 2. That's right, I'm gonna get the gun. Or are you gonna get the gun? I don't know. Do you want to get the gun?
I had Terminators.
I think he wants the gun.
I do want the gun.
I have to stop him from getting the gun. So in the command phase, we did some battle shock stuff. You passed. Let's move and get some fighting happening. The Genes of the Cult uprising begins as they move into the middle of the battlefield, fighting the armored super abhumans. They're genetically modified like we are. Captain's log. The bikes did move up and did a couple of mortal wounds to some of the jump pack Inceptors and even a Redemptor Dreadnought as they do their demolition runs. Then we had the Ridge Runners, the Sentinels, and the Hybrid Metamorphs, and of course the regular guys move up and just try and kill as much as possible. On the far flank, we also had 2 trucks full of neophytes, a big brick of neophytes with my Warlord Primus, and even a Lehman Russ battle tank get ready to shoot some of these Space Marines. The Genestealer cult assault was swift. Taking the initiative, the Genestealers just rushed at the Space Marines. Combination of crossing fire and cascading combats basically put all the buffs to +1 AP, a whole bunch of stuff on these Intercessors and that Dreadnought, and everything basically shot at this unit of Intercessors and that Redemptor Dreadnought. I was able to kill almost the whole squad of Intercessors and kill that Dreadnought on this flank, which means that now that flank is taking a bit of casualties as the Genestealers try and control this gun to protect the Star Children from the main cannon. And then on the far side of the flank, trying to pierce into the defensive perimeter, the Primus himself leads the assault as the assault Intercessors took a lot of damage, as well as the Inceptors with bolters, just trying to kill the key targets to keep his children alive. So we've all been able to thin the ranks of the Space Marines defending the cannon. Meanwhile, the Sanctus's chosen target is the Terminator Captain, who is the warlord for this location, but that shot missed. Just the Crux Terminatus keeping him safe and alive against the Xenos weaponry. But with that, let's go into some charging. And in the charge, it's just these jackals on the flank trying to get those Inceptors with bolters tied up at least, so they don't just jump around and do shenanigans. Just clogging up the works. Then the Space Marines have come in to fight, doing 1 damage to the bikes, but I did bring down 1 mighty Space Marine with some power swords. Yeah, get it. Okay, so the Genius of the Occult trying to get a hold of this cannon. However, the Space Marines get to retaliate this turn.
Death to the alien.
Oh no!
So not much in my command phase. Assault Intercessors passed their battle check, but the regular Intercessors failed. And now onto my movement phase. So the Terminators moved over to the secondary objective. They rolled a 6 on their advance. And then the remaining Brutalis and Redemptor and Assault Intercessors moved up with the Inceptors to try taking this objective. The Biologist Apothecary and his 3 Aggressors moved over here to hopefully take this. The Hellblasters with their Lieutenant and Apothecary moved up to hopefully start working away on this objective. Tech Marine, who is now angry because his Dreadnought died, has moved up on the Flamer squad. The Intercessors with the Captain have also moved up on the squad as well. The Flaming Dragons hit back and are the first combat. The Assault Intercessors took them out in shooting. Over here, the mixture of these Inceptors, Dreadnoughts, and Assault Intercessors wiped out the squad and brought this tank down to 2, along with putting damage on these guys back here.
I did spend 6 of my resurrection points to bring this unit back and that other unit back of Jackals as well.
Over here, the Aggressors took down 3 of the bikes with their Flamers. Hellblasters here, 5 of them died due to the hazard test, but they did manage to kill the Goliath truck.
And then the Intercessors got a little too close to the Calamorph, who shot 1 to death and then relocated back here.
Yeah. And the Intercessors Captain and the Suppressors opened fire on this squad back here, doing some damage.
That's right, losing some of them. But good thing we brought icons to bring back models as well.
And then it's time for the charge phase. Here, the Hellblasters, Tech Marine, Intercessors, and Suppressors all made their charges into the blob over here of Acolyte hybrids. There wasn't room for the Brutalis Dreadnought, but the Redemptor made it in, and then the Assault Intercessors as well. And then the Inceptors made their charge as well, leaving the Apothecary Biologist and his Aggressors as successfully charging in here. The Aggressors took this objective and wiped the bikes off. Over here, the Redemptor wiped the truck off.
It's dead now.
Yeah. The Assault Intercessors charged into combat here, killed 4 of them.
Yep.
And then they swung back and killed 1 of them. And then here, the
nothing happened there.
You killed a couple of them and I did nothing.
Yeah, and then
Way over here.
over here with a mixture of the captain using his finest hour, 7 of the hybrid metamorphs went down, and then the 5-man squad over here was taken, and the Marines have taken this objective.
Thus giving the Marines majority control of the objective.
Oh no, they're gonna control the cannon. And you know what, Luca? You know what, everybody out there? I'm gonna spend some more points for resurrection. So the little unit of bikes is gonna come back, the little unit of 5 is gonna come back. I put a little blip here, a blip over there. I'm gonna put 2 more blips down, and I have 4 points in my pocket for something cool.
So you have control of the gun. So we got this big old pie plate for you. This is a 10-inch blast. And his job now is to pick a spot anywhere you want on the main table. And you're going to then place this down, and you're going to scatter it 3d6 inches. Now you could roll a direct hit, and we will leave it where it is. And then any model that is underneath that hole is removed from play.
It's black, you can't see.
I don't care.
There you go.
It's removed from play. And then any other unit that is covered by this will take 6 plus d6 mortal wounds. It's meant to be devastating. Hopefully it will be, and hopefully it doesn't scatter onto your own guys.
Or off the board edge.
Well, if it goes off the board edge, we'd redo it.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no matter what.
Yeah, it has to hit something. If the center goes off the board, then we put it back where you had it and rescatter.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop it right here on the back of the Tyranids.
And then hope for the best.
Yep.
So that's going to be our center spot right there. Right there. Okay, so you're going to roll this white die as close to that spot as possible. And it's scattering. Now here's 3d6 for you. Just roll it right here. How far is it going? Oh, re-roll that one. 8 inches.
That's gonna miss.
So it ends up still hitting the zoanthropes and the Tyrannifex. So that's 6 plus d6. Yeah, it lands right about here. Unfortunately, nothing else, and it does not nick your plane. It gets close, but not quite there.
Levels the building.
It does. So 6 plus d6 mortal wounds on the zoanthropes, and 6 plus d6 mortal wounds on the Tyrannifex.
The 6 was just how many?
Oh yeah, that's not
It
how many
hasn't
wounds
taken
it has
a
left. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you talking
I
about?
tricked myself.
Yeah.
zoanthropes.
7 mortal wounds. 11 mortal wounds. So it kills 2 zoanthropes and injures 1, and does 11 mortal wounds to the Tyrannifex, giving it 5 wounds left. I am not satisfied with that, Nathan. That was pathetic. You only killed 2 zoanthropes. You injured a Tyrannifex, and maybe that means you'll be able to kill it on your turn because it is your turn next. But I think the audience would probably be like, oh, all that build up for nothing. So we're gonna give you a second shot, but we are gonna give you restrictions because you can't just like, well, I'm just gonna put it in the same spot again. You have to place it on this table over here.
Right on the Land Raider and the wound
Yeah,
marker.
right
Right there.
Yeah.
Call in the hero.
Yeah, right. So you decide where to place it.
Right there.
You want it? Okay.
Right.
6s?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Because
you
if the Land Raider dies and it explodes,
well, if you
more
hit all
mortal-
these, they all die.
Yeah.
Because 6 plus d6 mortal wounds will just annihilate all of them. So right here, I'm going to play it safe for you and place it like over here.
Okay.
And then that way, if it scatters this way, it might not hit your Astreus.
Boom.
And maybe because it'll be hard for the circle to be over that. Okay. Oh, it's going that way. How far? Okay, only 7 inches. Only 7 inches. So it goes this way, and I know it's hard to tell from the camera angle, but it just narrowly misses your Astreus. But it does
Nick
hit
the Land Raider.
Oh yeah, the Land Raider is still hit. This this gargoyle is dead, just removed from play, and it does kill the Death Leaper, and these 2 Von Ryan's Leapers, and then we're going to be doing. Oh, and it's going to kill the Parasite. It's definitely going to kill the Land Raider, which will roll. You know what? Quickly roll right here. Is it going to blow up? Go ahead. Go ahead. Oh! The Land Raider blows up. Okay, hold on. We're not done yet. It's going to kill 2 Raveners. It does not hit the Hive Tyrant. And it's going to kill. Why don't you roll we'll turn off the camera for a second and roll these other ones. Okay, so another Ravener dies to the extra mortal wounds, and 12 gargoyles blow up. Of course, the Land Raider is going to blow up too, but we'll roll the mortal wounds for that in a second. So there we go. And let's do the mortal wounds for the Land Raider.
All right. So
Okay, so it kills the other Ravener, kills a gargoyle, actually damages the Astreus, and it hurts all these lictors but does not kill any of them. And then the Land Raider gets removed. Please, sir. There we are.
Well, you fired that cannon.
Yes,
now
I
it's
did.
time for the Cult of the Ascendant Strand to protect the space station.
Yeah, they're definitely not going to fail again.
Boop boop.
On the left flank, the Patriarch and his Pure Strain Gene Stealers move up the board, as well as the Aberrants trying to take objectives and hold the research facility against the Space Marines. On the right-hand flank, hordes of Pure Strains and other Gene Stealer Cult units advance on the Scouts and the other units, just trying to swarm them! Swarm them! It also brings great memories of StarCraft. Excellent. Time to shoot you.
Oh.
Well, I did many, many shootings. Not over there, Luca. Come on, pan this way, pan this way. And demo charges went off. I actually killed the whole unit of Stern Guard with 2 demo charges.
But that was it for shooting?
That's it. Nothing else can shoot. Nothing else is in range.
And everything
Time
else
to
is
get
gonna
into the charge phase. 2 packs of Pure Strain Gene Stealers attacking the Scouts on the flank, doing some very good damage, killing almost an entire squad, and then very much hurting the second squad, but taking a couple of casualties in return. And then on this part of the battlefield, the little unit of hybrids went in and, after demoing a whole unit of Stern Guard, fought a unit in combat and didn't do as well in combat. They only killed 1. The Abominant with his Aberrants did kill 2 of the Blade Guard veterans in combat and passed so many feel no pains that only 1 is left with 1 wound after the return attacks. And then in the main combat, the Patriarch and his Pure Strains charging and killing a whole unit of Intercessors and killing 2 Assault Terminators, only losing 1 Gene Stealer in return. What a blow for the Space Marines. However, I'm pretty sure fire will reign as the Gene Stealers get killed by Space Marine bolters and flamers.
We got the heroes of the chapter right there.
And at the end of Skari's turn, these Scouts are returning to strategic reserves. Scouts moved out of combat with the Gene Stealers and set a barricade to hopefully buy some more time for my guys to hold the line. Over here, Blade Guard veterans fell out of combat, moving on to an objective. The aggressors with the Biologists, Apothecary moved up. Stern Guard veterans moved over to deal with the Aberrants, along with the Scouts who were in strategic reserve, turned around the corner, snuck around the space station to get ready to lay open on some fire there. Stern Guard veterans and company heroes all turned to look at the big blob of Gene Stealers. Infernus Marines moved over, opened the door. Terminators fell out of combat, opened the door so the Infernus Marines could fire their flames directly into the Patriarch. Over here, the aggressors fired all their flamers into the Aberrant squad, getting it down to the leader and one of the regular guys. Over here, Stern Guard and Scouts fired, did some damage over to this squad. Now over to the main hunt. The combined units of 2 Stern Guard veterans, company heroes, and Infernus Marines were able to knock down the Patriarch's unit to 2 Gene Stealers and the Patriarch, and also got the other unit of 5 Gene Stealers down to 3.
All of the murder.
And then lastly, these Stern Guards fired their bolt pistols, killed 1. Now we're on to charges. So over here, Stern Guards in existing combat lost 1 guy, but killed the remaining guy they were with. The Abominants and his units died, but they all fought on combat, and they killed 2 aggressors in return.
And he came back to life. He stands up. He's too evil to die.
And then the company heroes smashed the 3 Gene Stealers.
Completely annihilated them. Dead.
And then the 1 Scout by himself was shredded by the Gene Stealers, and then the Gene Stealers consolidated into the other 3 Scouts who took 1 Gene Stealer down.
Well, Space Marine, I was able to hold 6 of the objectives, which means we have held the space station for the hive mind.
So at this point, it's a Gene Stealer Cult victory, and so 2 things are going to happen. 1, we're going to determine the bonus that all the Tyranids get on the main table. And then second, I'm going to remove a bunch of objectives. Only ones owned by Gene Stealer Cult, though. I already have an idea of which ones to remove. So the first thing is we got to determine the bonus. So Skari's going to roll a die. Yes. On a 1, 2, or 3, it's melee weapons. On a 4, 5, or 6, it's ranged weapons. So, ranged weapons. Okay, so then it's a D3. Don't roll it yet. It's going to be in this order: lethal, devastating, or sustained. So what happens is whatever he rolls, all Tyranid ranged weapons gain that. And if they already had sustained hits, then they get +1 sustained hit. So if they had sustained hits 1, it becomes sustained hits 2. I don't think that's really going to impact anything. I don't think I have, except for, I guess, like the gargoyles, it'll matter for them. So go ahead. So lethal, devastating,
For the hive mind.
sustained. It's lethal.
Nice.
So all ranged weapons from the Tyranids have lethal for battle round 2. Next thing is some of the objectives that the Genes of the Cult are holding are going to be disappearing. So it's actually a really easy choice of what I'm going to be doing here. I'm going to grab objectives so that are way at the back, that are far away from Space Marines. So what it'll do is it'll force the guys who are just camping to come back. So like this one will stay, because we got some Space Marines coming. But way back here, this objective for sure, and this objective. And then, see, this one right here has a chance of Space Marines kind of coming to take it with their flamers, so I'm going to leave that one. I want to get rid of one more. So I think this one right here.
Yeah.
So we'll get rid of 4 of them. So now, technically, Space Marines are in the lead. Woo!
Forces me to do something about
Well,
it.
the idea here is that this table is more dynamic and that you can't just like camp a bunch. Or if you're doing really well on one side, then you can't just rest on your laurels. You gotta continue pushing and getting it. So 4 objectives removed, there are only 6 left. I'll do the same thing at the end of the next turn, although at the end of the next turn doesn't matter as much, because really after that, it doesn't matter what kind of things they get. So this one only matters for 1 more turn. We'll only play 1 more battle round there. So let's go back to the main table and do battle round 2. So beginning of the battle round, you get to choose your oath of moment. What is it?
Hive Tyrant down in front of the Astraeus.
Winged Hive Tyrant. Then I'm going to pop Shout on the Warp. Now, we actually already did this off camera. So we did Shout on the Warp and the Battle Shocks. And you mainly failed every one of them.
Yeah. Terminators double ones.
But for the most part, because we're not using stratagems, that's not going to matter. Because I didn't want to use it the last turn and be like, you can't hold objectives and just win the game that way. Where it does matter is down here. You failed with your Stern Guard, with the Astraeus, and with that crate. Is that the Kratos?
Kratos, yeah.
Those will matter because I have Neurolictors here, here, and here. So when you're within 12 inches of a Neurolictor and you're battle shocked, I get +1 to wound you, and you're at -1 to wound. Or -1 to hit, sorry. So right now these guys are affected by that. He's not close enough yet. But so they'll be both at -1 to hit, and I get +1 to wound them this battle round. As long as the Neurolictor's alive. You could always try to kill the Neurolictors to get rid of that. So that's it. So let's jump right into movement.
Okay.
So in the movement phase, looks like you had your Chapter Master jump down into the Land Raider, and you couldn't fall back with the Astraeus. Maybe you wouldn't want to anyways, because you'd lose the firepower. And everything else, the Dreadnoughts marching forward with the, what's the name of that big tank?
The Kratos.
The Kratos, getting ready to try to munch up some of those monsters in the Hive Guard that are right there.
Chaplain and his squad get out of the Storm Raven.
They're hoisting the chapter banner high. I'm going to make some sort of fun extra narrative rule for him doing this. I'm not sure what it is yet, because I want to see how he does. So that might determine the difference of what I do. I think I'm going to let you bring a few models back, though.
Okay.
But once again, we'll wait to the end of the round and see how you're doing. And then the rest of the flyers just kind of moved around and repositioned themselves. I've actually, just since the last clip that you just watched, I already know what I want this banner to do. Because this turn, so many things got battle shocked. I'm going to let you choose 2 units and roll their battle shock again. And if they pass it, they'll stop being battle shocked, and they'll roll at their regular leadership or bravery or leadership. Leadership, not Age of Sigmar. So which 2 units would you like to pick?
The Kratos
And
the Astraeus.
yeah, so they don't get the bonus.
Actually, may I change the Stern Guard and the
Stern Guard and the Astraeus.
Yep.
Okay. Astraeus. Oh, Stern Guard. Okay, so. Oh no, they're still battle shocked. What about the Astraeus? The dice are good. That's a big deal. +1 to wound this guy would have been big. Like, he's already at -1 to hit, so that part didn't matter. But the fact that all these guys would get +1 to wound is huge.
So the Astraeus is going to be a hero and fire the accelerated autocannon of the Raveners, everything else into this Hive Tyrant. Macro accelerator cannon hitting on force. 3s to wound. Twin linked.
6-up save! Ah, they're all dead! There was 6 of them and you killed exactly 6. That is efficiency.
All the las weaponry into the Hive Tyrant. 4s. Oath.
Ah, oh.
3s to wound.
It's actually +1 to wound, so the 2's a wound as well. These are d6 +1 damage each, so I gotta make my 4-up invulns. Here we go, watch the magic.
The man.
Oh, there was magic.
D6 +1.
Oh, okay, I survived that. Well, not the Raveners, but you know.
Land Raiders firing into the Hive Tyrant. 4 las cannon shots.
4s.
Rerolling. 2s to wound with Oath of Moment.
That's okay, I've got my 4-up invuln, baby! Oh! What?
The Falchion's gonna have the las cannons fire into the,
Scythe Hierodual.
and then the cannons will fire into the Exocrine back there.
And the cannons are firing over here because they're blast. Otherwise, he'd love to fire them with the Hierodual.
Las cannons on 4s. 3s to wound.
4s to wound.
4s to wound.
No.
5-up save. Okay.
D6 +1.
And then he did 24 damage to the Exocrine, which dies. And we had the Kratos fire, unfortunately, pretty much whiffing everything except taking a couple wounds off of a Turvagon. And then your Spartan, I almost wish we had filmed that one, fired all his last cannons to the Norn Assimilator and did 0 damage. And not because I made a save, but because he did not hit enough in wound.
Nothing.
Yep.
The Space Marine luck continues. All the Dreadnoughts open fire. Bring the Carnifex down to 1 wound, after which he surges into the Kratos. So if they don't finish him off, he's going to be able to fight him. And only managing to bring the Psychophage down to 6 wounds. So everything else is pretty whiffy. The Stern Guard then opened fire everything into the Neurolictor right here, and only managed to bring it to 1 wound. Some good news finally, the Storm Talon opens fire and finishes off this Norn Emissary. Actually, I'm going to roll right now to see if he explodes and kills one more Terminator. One last hurrah. He does not. The efforts of the Stormhawk and another Storm Talon finish off this Tyrannifex. Storm Raven fires up and kills a Biovore and injures the next, and then this very brave Banner Squad fire with their overcharged plasmas, and they kill another one, but at the cost of this sergeant blowing himself up with the plasma pistol. So all the shooting over here, unfortunately, wasn't super effective, just plinking off a wound or 2, except for the ones that we showed already. And so as we look at the whole board, he did okay. Like, the Tyranids are running out of bodies. And you kill the Tyrannifex and the Exocrine and a couple Zoanthropes and the Norn Emissary, a lot of Raveners. And so it's not a total, like, you're still doing okay. And you got some charges here that might save things, like that 1 wound Carnifex on that Kratos or Spartak. The Kratos? Kratos, yeah. If you manage to charge that one, you could kill that last wound if you want to. Otherwise, you might do some major damage to the Kratos. So let's go into the charge phase. We've got Terminators attempting to charge against the Exocrine.
Needing a 6-inch charge.
Oh, dang it! Hope is renewed as you push towards this objective. And then we have the 1 Dreadnought charging the Hive Guard, and then we had a couple brave Dreadnoughts over here. One to finish off the Carnifex, one failed the charge, the other one made it. And then the Centurions charged up into the Scythe Hierodual to help out the big old Falchion. Yes, I got it right. That's all the charges. So let's go to the fight phase.
Okay.
Can the Dreadnought kill the 1 wound Carnifex?
Kicking on 3s.
Oh,
Wounding on 5s.
yeah, don't get too excited. I got 2-up saves.
You're all 3 ones.
No, I got this. There's no feel no pains or anything nearby. 2-up. Oh! Does he blow up? Oh, that's 1 mortal wound. Ah, he kicked him. I kick her, sir. Fortunately, the dice have not been with Nathan today. The Dreadnought did no damage to the Hive Guard, and then the Centurion Devastators only took 2 wounds off the Scythe Hierodual. The captain over here was a hero, went at his finest hour and took 8 wounds off of the Norn Emissary, Norn Assimilator, bring it down to 5. The Terminators performed as expected. They only took 1 wound off the Exocrine. And then finally, way up over at the Biovore, they could not punch through that chitin. Took no damage. We go to the non-chargers. I actually fought with the Norn Assimilator, killed a few Assault Marines, but we're going to show this one. Can the Astraeus run over the winged Hive Tyrant before he dies?
Hitting on 4s, re-rolling. Re-roll.
Oh, you can still kill him. 4s to wound. Ah! Okay, that doesn't kill him, but that's good. 2 up. Okay, never mind. And then we'll show the Winged Hive turn. I just want to see if he can do damage to the Astreus. Bone Sword and Lash Whip hitting on 2s. 5s to wound, re-rolling. Boo! We'll see if my Scythe Hero Duel can take down your Falchion. Hitting on 3s. Okay. Strength 15, so 3s to wound.
4 up save.
Okay, you're alive. D3 plus 3 each. Drops him to 11. Didn't kill him, but hurt him pretty bad. We resolved all the other fighting. It was basically nothing. Taking a wound off here or there, that didn't really matter. And so that is the end of your turn. You did actually kill a lot of Tyranids.
Yeah,
But
wasn't
the question
horrible.
was it enough? And the answer is, I don't know.
We'll have to keep playing.
Let's keep playing and find out. Okay, pretty straightforward. Just going to jump to the movement phase. Did some battle shocks. Don't matter yet because we're not holding objectives. And so let's go to movement. Hey, so the Parasite of Mortrex is like, stern guard. They're guarding the sterns.
There's only one stern.
Only one stern.
It's the up.
And then we just got lictors coming after them as well. Now on this flank, I had to roll a 5 for this Neurolictor to get close enough to give the +1 to wound against them, and I rolled a 4. So he just came shy. But we're gonna keep pushing up this flank to see if we can cause some more damage. And Harrowspecs will push, obviously, wanting to get closer to the action. The Psychophage will move up as well, just to keep his aura of 6 up, feeling the pain around. Slight shuffling of monsters as I'm gonna come back to try to deal with these Terminators because I want to hold this objective. Zoanthrope's moving up as well. I'm kind of abandoning the backfield because there's all these flyers. Like, look at them. They're just like circling around like sharks in a pond or something. And I just don't want to go anywhere near them as much as I can. First volley of shooting, we got the gargoyles. They stripped a wound off of the Kratos. And these gargoyles took 1 wound off the stern guard, after which 2 of them died from the barbed hero duel. Only 2. The barbed hero duel just doesn't seem to be doing it. But hey, the grasping tongue from their Harrowspecs yanked one of the pilots out, did 2 damage, thanks to lethal. And now I want to see how well these last 3 Zoanthropes do against the Falchion. Actually, how many wounds does the Falchion have left? 11? So let's actually put them and see if we can take out the Kratos and then leave the Falchion or the Harrowspecs and go after Contemptors. So 3 of them into the geez, what did I just say? The
Kratos.
The Kratos. I forgot already. And we'll put the Flamers from the Neuro Tyrant into the same thing. Hitting on 2s, lethal. 4s to wound. Oh, we got 2.
5 up.
Oh, there we are. And then the Exocrine will fire out of combat into the same target. D6 plus 3 shots. Oh, 3s to hit. That one was lethal. 5s to wound. So 1 wound.
4 up save.
Hey, you're good. Hey, that's all the shooting. So minor damage from the shooting. Not really too much. But the assault phase is where I hope, or charge phase and fight phase are where I hope things will happen. So right here, right away, I failed a 4-inch charge, but everybody else made their charge. So we got the Parasite, because these guys can just go down here. Parasite rolled high enough to jump in right here. So we got all sorts of fun going on. Harrowspecs will charge the Falchion.
That's Kratos.
Kratos. And then trio. 1.
Oh no.
2. 3. All 3 of these monsters went to Turboguard Psychophage, killed 2 of the Terminators. Next up, we're gonna have the Harrowspecs into the Kratos. Ravenous Maw hitting on 3s. 5s to wound.
3 up save.
Oh, that's 2 damage so far. And then the big ones, the Shoveling Claws hitting on 3s. Oh, come on. 3s to wound? Okay. -2, so 4 up. Okay. So you got 6 wounds left. This does D6 plus 1 damage. So 5 or a 6, pretty please. Oh, we got him. Does he blow up? No. Beginning, so. Go ahead. Lictor goes in, and he actually kills with precision the Librarian, and then 1 other Stern Guard.
That's it. Stern's down.
Yeah. And then between the Neurolictor and the Parasite, we killed 1 more and injured 1, but we did not make any Ripper Swarms, which makes me sad. All the fighting back and forth, no damage to the Assimilator, and all 3 Assault Intercessors are dead. And Centurions unfortunately did no damage to the Scythe Hero Duel, who will now try to punk this big tank. 8 attacks, hitting on 3s. 3s to wound.
4 up.
So I could do the enough. So there's 6 automatics, so it brings it down to 5, and so this is 2d3. So I need to see a 5 on these 2d3s. Oh, just enough. Does he blow up? Please blow up. Hey!
There we go.
How many mortal wounds does he do?
Let me look.
Unfortunately, the explosion did bring my guy down to 3 wounds and hurt the Harspecs, but killed your tech priest, or tech marine, and your 2 Centurion Devastators. And he goes away too. There's a little chance the Hive Tyrant, we did a lot of other attacks with nothing happening, so the Hive Tyrant will try to do some damage to the Astreus. 2s to hit. There we go. 5s to wound, twin linked.
4 up.
1 goes through. You know, he's holding pretty well. Sternguard fought and just barely managed to kill this Neurolictor, which is actually a pretty big deal.
I was the only one there. Yeah.
Yeah. End of battle round 2 on the main table. I'm looking around, and there's still a lot of Tyranids. But basically this side of the table is getting overrun. But like these 2 Land Raiders are at full health, and this one's full of dudes.
Yep.
And so it's not like you can't hit back, because I actually don't have a lot over here. It's more that the monsters are breaking through, and your Dreadnoughts are still alive and healthy, and so they can still push through. I actually think you're doing pretty well on this table. It's just there's certain areas that you just whiffed for so long that it doesn't feel like you did well. And you got an entire flyer wing that can advance this way and just start to do devastating damage to everybody. So I think you're actually doing pretty well. And especially because on the table with the gun, you seem like you're gonna hold that. And there's some pretty juicy spots to drop. Maybe drop it on your Terminators.
They'll be like the Land Raider. Just call it
right
on
here.
themselves.
Just shoot right here. Put us out of our misery, please. So, but it's gonna be close. I actually can't call it at this point. Not that I would. I'm looking at it thinking I'm doing okay, but because of the fact that you're gonna get to go first, most likely will drop a nuke on me. That you should be able to do some pretty good damage. So let's go to the other tables now and see how they fare.
Well, we're back to the gun. Last time, you got to shoot the gun. I'm gonna try everything I can in my power to stop that gun from killing more of the Star Babies. So the objectives, we have got the Hellblasters and a bunch of characters near this one. I already did my command phase stuff. They passed their battle shock test from the Clammiverse. I did move this blip with my Nexos. I've got a couple of things in Cult Ambush ready to pop out and probably do some havoc, or hopefully do some havoc. And yeah, let's see. I don't know if I can stop the Space Marines too, because unless I can kill a bunch of stuff over here, which is a Dreadnought, and yeah, well, that one's not there yet. Okay, later. And then a bunch of Terminators, which have staked claim on that objective, which is impossible. I'm never going to be able to get to that. So we'll see. For the Four-Armed Emperor, they're just going to fall back into this thing over here. And so we've got the Jackals moving up. They're going to throw some bombs at these plasma guys, because it's not an attack. It won't reactive get them to shoot back. Nah, bombs, blam, 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 demolition run. Go Sentinels, go. By the way, we made these really cool base extenders at the Tabletop Forge. Oh yeah, check it out. Okay, and then we're just gonna get these guys out of dodge and just get as much OC on this objective as possible to make sure that that Dreadnought has a hard time holding the objective, unless you kill them completely. And then from that side, we bring in some Deep Strike reserves, a unit of reinforcements, just my little Acolyte unit with hand flamers. They're gonna pop in and try to do some work on that unit of jump pack Inceptors. Murder to the Space Marines. Time to go to the shooting phase. Let's see what we can do. On this flank, we only had 1 Inceptor take 2 damage from like a Lehman Russ and like all of these guns. I did kill 1 Intercessor with just little pistols. The big news over here is because my Sanctus' Psychic Spore was placed on the Warlord for this table, the Space Marine Captain in Terminator armor, I hit, I wounded, and he failed to save, doing 3 damage to him, so he only has 3 wounds left. That's right, be very afraid of the Sanctus. Then on this flank, we had a couple of flamers and some other shooting. Take a few wounds off of that. Now on this side, I did most of my damage. All the shooting killed all the Hellblasters, the Tech Marine, the Apothecary, the Captain, all the suppressors, and I put the Lieutenant down to 3 wounds remaining. Charging into the Lieutenant with 3 wounds left. We got the truck, we got that whole unit of Neophytes just taking that objective as best they can. Okay, neophytes, I mean acolytes, I mean hybrids, or whatever the hell you are.
Gene Stealers!
They look like chain stealers. Need a knight! Get into that guy with pistol bolters. Yes! Get him! Go! Woo! Way.
And that's it for charging.
That's it for charging. They can't charge, they're just holding that objective to force the Space Marines to kill them. And over here, this Judicia fights first, so he's just gonna pile in and start cutting down some. The Judicia fought first, cut down 5 of the neophytes. The Assault Marine didn't do anything. And then I left 1 wound on the Judicia with all of the fights as the Primus just tucked into him real good. Just poking him, almost killing him. On to the next one. The 5 little acolytes charged in, killed the 2 Inceptors, and took 1 casualty in return from the Dreadnought stomping all over them. And then on to the main fight. The Lieutenant is bravely holding on. He has 1 wound left because I was suppressed from last turn, which means I was at -1 to hit. However, that is going to be going away now. And he lived, and he cut down 3 of the neophytes as he's fighting for his life. Death to the Xenos?
Just right to it. Space Marines.
Space Marines 2.
Yeah.
2?
Judiciary fell out of combat. Brutalis moved up. Redemptor moved up as much as he could. Inceptors stayed where they were. Terminators moved up. And everything over here stayed still.
Yeah, he's battle shocked, so he doesn't want to get out of combat. Well, he's also surrounded.
Yeah.
And those aggressors,
moved
they're
up
holding
into
the
cover.
objective. They're like, this is ours. But now I get to bring back some reserves. And then 2 reinforcements of Jackals. 1 showed up in this blip over here, 1 showed up on that blip, back down that way. Let's see if they can make something happen as well.
So shooting, a mixture of Terminators and Dreadnoughts killed the Nexos along with lots of various Gene Stealer cultists. Then the Ballistus Dreadnought did some wounds over to the truck. So
As well as 2 of these guys, I assume.
as well as 2 of them.
Yeah.
And as for charging on this flank,
The Inceptors and Redemptor charged into the Cultist squad, or the Neophyte squad, and then Brutalis charged into the Primus. So at the end of the turn, the Primus went down to the Brutalis. The smorgasbord of Space Marines here wiped out the 9 Neophytes.
there were the few that were left.
Oh, the few.
Yeah.
The Brutalis kicked 1, and then the
Lieutenant did die. The Magus just bonked him on the head with the Force stuff.
But at the end of the turn, the Marines control 3 of the 5 objectives.
Fire the cannon! Fire it! Fire it! Boom!
Boom!
Space Marine victory means you get to fire the gun.
Yep.
So you get 1 shot guaranteed, and then if I deem it ineffective, I'll give you a 2nd shot. That's right, I'm still the game master.
Them's the rules.
That's the rules, because I make the rules. So if you look over here, where exactly would you like to put it?
Right on the head of the
Turvagon?
The Turvagon, the Terminators, like the Land Raider, are calling in the bombardment on themselves.
Yeah, so a direct hit will just kill the Turvagon, and it will hit all 4 other monsters, and obviously nuke your, most likely kill all your Terminators too.
Yeah.
But a scatter could also kill some assault, or your captain and lieutenant.
Yeah.
Let's find out. Here's the scatter die.
Direct
hit! Direct hit! Booyah! Cool. Here we are. So the Turvagon just dies, and then everything else will take 6 plus D6 mortal wounds. So I want to call. Oh, sorry. The Norn Assimilator dies because 6 mortal wounds is enough to kill him because he has 5 wounds left. And hold on. He doesn't explode, nor does the Turvagon. Next, let's do the Psychophage. Now, before you roll, if you roll 4 or higher, he's dead. He's dead. And doesn't blow up. Okay, next, let's do the Exocrine. If you roll 5 or higher, it's dead. 3. So it's got 2 wounds left. I know the Psychophage normally provides feel no pains, but this gun ignores feel no pains because I said so. And then the Turvagon can't die because it's got 16 wounds, so he takes how many? 6 plus 3, so 9. So it's down to 5 wounds remaining. And then 2 of your Terminators are just straight up dead. And the other one has 3 wounds left and dies. So the Exocrine is at 2 wounds, 5 wounds, dead Norn Assimilator, dead Psychophage, dead Turvagon, and dead Terminators. I deem that sufficient that we don't do a second one, and that was pretty spectacular. Yeah, I feel like your captain, lieutenant, right now are just like blinded. It's going to who said that was okay?
And the Terminators did something great finally.
That's right. All right, let's go to the other table and see if you can take control of the space stations.
We saw that shot from orbit. No, so now we have to stop the Space Marines from taking the space station again. Go, G-Stealers. Clackety, clackety, clackety. Get them. Get them. Go, Aberrants. Go. Go, Abominant. Go. Go, guys. Go. Get them.
Oh yeah.
Get them. Go get them. Get them. Go. Get them. This is our objective.
I was about to be like, oh, that's a cool Gene Stealer rule.
That's a great Gene Stealer rule. Well, they ran up, then I had in ambush, I had a deep striking unit of Acolytes, I had a deep striking unit of Aberrants over there, and I had a deep striking unit of Pure Strain Gene Stealers ready to try and push into the central location while the Prime Gene Stealer is going to try and murder the heroes of the chapter, so they're no longer heroes. They're dead. Well, for shooting, I missed with my chemical vials. I did kill the last Blade Guard veteran with some sporadic flamer / auto pistol fire. And now we get to get stuck in. Let's see if we can murder some things here. These scouts held the line. Only 2 of them died to the 5 pure strains. All of the Stern Guard in this whole combat died, but the Chaplain's alive with 2 wounds left after the Biophagus unleashed crazy biochemical weapons to try and kill them. The Abominant did punch the aggressors to death, but wasn't able to deal with the Chaplet, the Apothecary. And then all the hybrid metamorphs killed the captain that was here, and then stopped the Stern Guard from really being too effective next turn. Other than that, on the far flank, we had Gene Stealers be held up by brave scouts holding the line in the corridor, while the other unit is getting swarmed by 2 squads of hybrids. And last but not least, the Patriarch himself cutting down 2 of the heroes of the chapter with his squad and losing his retinue of pure strains. And now we move to the main Space Marine part of this battle.
So here, the Terminators moved up to join the captain for the fight against the Patriarch. The Stern Guard veterans moved up to get line of sight and then hold the objective. Other Stern Guard moved around so that they can charge to get on the objective. Biologus Apothecary, because his unit killed the unit in combat before, he's up to OC9, so he's on this objective right now. Infernus moved up to put some flaming down onto these Aberrants, and then these scouts fell out of combat. There's 1 of them in range of the objective.
All of this firepower, 1 Aberrant dead. Good job. Stern Guard charged into the hybrid metamorphs, and they failed that charge to stop the Abominants from holding that objective. And over here, the Battle Shock from the Assault Terminators, Battle Shock the Patriarch, and then the horror from the Warp Super Aura Battle Shock. All of the things within 12 passed that Battle Shock. I was really hoping to stop the Space Marines from holding some objectives right at the end there. That didn't happen. Well, that was pretty easy to kill. Just everything died over there. Okay. Over there, the scouts have also died. And we're going to show it on camera, but we've got Assault Terminators trying to bring down a Patriarch. Let's do it.
Assault Terminators hitting on 4s. Wounding on 3s.
Oh, just straight up dead. Didn't even get a save.
Assault Terminators! Woo, finally!
No! The space station is contested at the moment. 3 objectives are in the Space Marine hands. 3 objectives are in Genius of the Cult hands. However, it's a tie. They might be a tiebreaker.
Yeah, no, I said if it's tied on objective, it's 50-50. So you got to roll off. That's great that you killed the Patriarch and all.
I didn't kill him.
Never really killed the Patriarch. Drove him away, right?
He squished him.
He squished him. Yeah. So the next Gene Stealer will come up. All right, so roll off. So I'll just call out the numbers as you roll them.
Oh, okay, works.
You rolled a 3.
You ready? You ready?
Yeah, go. It doesn't count if it lands on the ground. Just roll it on the table.
Sorry.
6. It is indeed Gene Stealer Cult victory. So
Sneaky Gene Stealers,
yeah,
chemicals.
so there's always another one. Hail Hydra, right? So we're gonna roll to see what it is. On a 4+, it's ranged weapons. Ranged weapons again. And it's a D3, lethal, devastating, sustained. Go.
We already did lethals though.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, double lethals. Excellent.
Lethal again. No, it only lasts the one turn.
Oh, okay.
So
That
all
makes
ranged
sense.
weapons continue to have lethal for the
It's
Tyranids
all
on
the
the main table.
biochemical weaponry
Yes.
that he's developed.
Yes. Let's go to the main table. Final round on the main table. And as usual with Apocalypse games, 3 turns is all it really takes, especially when you start nice and close to each other. So Space Marines go first. What is your Oath of Moment?
My Oath of Moment is going to be the Hive Tyrant again.
Again, try to finish it off. Okay, so the Oath of Moment is the Hive Tyrant, and we'll roll some Battle Shocks, which will matter because this is the final turn, and this will be the one where we grab objectives. And we have Battle Shocks. There's only 2, the Astraeus tank, which passed, and we should have shown this one on camera because I forgot how important it was. These Terminators, who are pretty much the only backline objective holders, failed their Battle Shock, meaning that they are not able to hold that objective for the end of the game.
It's worth like 6 points.
Well, it's only worth 6 points if we're tied on the number that we hold. Otherwise, it is whoever holds the most objectives. To the movement phase, right away, your Chapter Master and Apothecary and the Command Squad get out of that Land Raider. What else is going to move around here?
The Land Raider's going to move up here.
After these guys
After
advance?
they...
Well, not advance.
Well, yeah.
And we move forward to get out of his way. Okay, so they'll pop forward. Land Raider's going to pop back so I can see this Lictor.
And
Yep,
hopefully
I
get
can.
some OC on that objective.
And the Spartan.
So move there just for better line of sight. The Contemptors are going to move up here together so that all 3 of them are on the objective.
I just try to guard it.
The Captain and Lieutenant are going to move over towards the objective.
Hoping to be the only things on it. And the real heroes, though, you got your air wing coming back, so start moving them down the field so they can start shooting things. Now it doesn't look so bad for the Space Marines. They still have lots of fire support, lots of monsters that are almost dead. So if you have a decent shooting phase, it can look a lot better.
Astraeus is going to fire the twin accelerator cannon into the Neural Lictor, and then all the last cannons into the Hive Tyrant. 4 is rerolling. Last cannon, Oath of reroll. 2's to wound with Oath +1.
I got a 4-up invuln against all these bad boys. I got 5 wounds remaining. Woohoo! Okay, so it's gonna do minimum. If you roll double 1, I stay alive. You ready? Roll double 1. Watch this. Watch this. Oh! Do I blow up? Do I blow up? Yeah! D3 mortal wounds to your tank and to my Neurolictor. It hurts me. It knocks the tank down to 10, and now you can all the shots into him.
Accelerator autocannon on 4s. 2's to wound. Twin linked.
So 4-up invulns. Hey, you know what? That explosion mattered. I would have 1 wound left.
Oh.
That's a big deal. Wrath Land Raider fired forward, did nothing to the Lictor. It was too sneaky, but it fires back and killed the Scythe Hierodule, who did not explode. Spartan then fired everything to the Haruspex, who killed it, but it went on a rampage first and mortal wounded all the Contemptors. It didn't hurt the Psychophage, who had Feel No Pain. And I know I forgot the Feel No Pains, but it was too much damage for it to really matter. Storm Raven opened fire and killed 18 of these 20 gargoyles. And then the Chapter Master and his squad killed the last 2 gargoyles, and then Storm Talon over here kills the gargoyles over there. Between the Terminators and this other Storm Talon, killed this Exocrine off of this objective. Storm Raven gunship kills 8 Termagants and 1 Zoanthrope. End of the shooting phase. You did a lot of damage. You've cleared out. Well, you've done a lot of damage. Let's just put it that way. I still have some stuff on the table, though. You're currently holding 4 objectives. I'm holding 1, but we've got our close combat phase now, or charging and assault, or fight phase, I should say, although I think it's basically just fight phase, right? Do you have any charging you're going to do?
Yes, I'm going to have the captain here is going to charge the Turvagon.
Oh, he's going to be a hero. Mm-hmm. All right, let's do that first.
6-inch charge.
Oh, he made it. That is a brave captain. And the Chapter Master and his squad charges the Neurolictor. The Neurolictor held up, actually killed one of the honor guard, and then survived the onslaught of everybody else. That's a big deal because in my command phase, I'm going to try to battle shock as Astreus and get him off that objective. And then the Lictor strikes and kills 2 of the Garters of the Stern. The captain here, who's already used his finest hour, is going to fight the Turbigon.
2s. 6s to wound.
Oh! Turbigon really wants to kill his captain so that I can get onto that objective because you are blocking me. We're going to do our sweep attack. 8 attacks hitting on 4s now that you hurt me. Baby, don't hurt me. Ah! I can still kill you.
Bad roll anyways.
2s to wound. I can still kill you.
4 up invuln.
I killed him! I killed him! Not your finest hour, sir. Okay. And then this Dreadnought finally killed another Hive Guard, but did not kill the last one. And the Parasite manages to kill 2 more.
Even the Sergeant with the Power Fist.
Yeah. And actually, we're going to kill the Sergeant because otherwise I'm not going to pile in and he'll be free to go and help grab an objective. That was an interesting fight phase. You definitely are making this so we're going to have to really play every last bit to see who's going to win because you're going to lose this objective over here. Your guys are battle shocked, so they can't hold the back one. I don't think I have any way to get you off of that one with 3 Contemptor Dreadnoughts. The Spartan on this one is probably good, but we'll see. And an Astreus back on this one. And then, yeah, we'll just kind of see. I got this one right in the middle. There's no way that you're keeping that from me.
Yep.
So I've got 2, no problem. You've got 3 right now. So I've got to take 1 more from you. Let's see if I can do that. First thing in my command phase, I'm going to try to battle shock your Astreus. So before you roll it, say the stakes. If you don't roll a 6+, you are no longer holding that objective. It doesn't mean I win because you still have the cannon that you could fire and possibly take me off of objectives, but it definitely would be harder. So 6+, can you do it? No, he does it. Oh, he does it. The only other battle shock that matters is does my Turbigon pass its 7+ on 3 dice? Yeah, no problem, even though that's cost. Okay, movement phase is going to be pretty straightforward. The Turbigon is just going to come and camp this objective and look menacingly. I'm not even going to fire at the lieutenant. I'm just going to look at him menacingly because why not? And everything else is really just we're going to retreat onto this objective because then if he orbital bombards me with his big cannon, then maybe something will survive to stay on there. All that really matters at this point is, actually what does matter at this point is can I, actually I don't know if I have any chance here now that I'm kind of playing it out in my head. And I don't mean playing it out like, no, you know what, I know what it is. I know what it is. The Zone Throps are gonna move up and try to nuke this Spartan. Never mind, the Spartan has too many wounds and so I will not be able to kill it. So really, I'm gonna have 2 Lictors charge this Astreus. And because I have lethal on all my guns, but there's really nothing to shoot that matters. Because I can't kill those Dreadnoughts fast enough. And so I just really have to rely on killing this Astreus. And if I don't, then I have to hope the Genestealer Cult somehow take the gun back and I just blow up something off an objective. So we're gonna try. Let's take a look around to see if there's any shooting I wanna do. So there's no shooting that really matters, so we're gonna have a Lictor charge, and my Winged Prime is going to charge. So this is the only fight that really matters. Nothing else matters, who cares what else dies? And then if I can't pull this off, then we're gonna see who can grab that cannon. If there's a Hail Mary chance the Genestealer Cult can grab the cannon, then there's a chance for the Tyranids to win. Otherwise, it's no bueno. So we're gonna have the Winged Prime and the 2 Lictors fight. Let's start with the boring Winged Tyranid Prime, because he's technically able to kill it, but not likely. 2s to hit. Definitely not going to be able to kill. Okay, he only does sustain hits when he leads. 5s to wound. Okay, we got 2 of them.
3 up save.
So we got the 2 Lictors. I'm going to do them together because they might be able to do it. Not likely. Or 2s to hit. I need to roll at least 5 5s for it to have any possibility of killing that big bad boy. Well, there's 1.
4 up save.
Oh, at least she didn't save it. Down to 8 wounds and nothing else matters. So my turn isn't that great. You did way too much damage in your last turn. So our game is complete on this table, kind of. If there is a chance the Genestealer Cult, Scary, we'll be able to take that cannon back. Then we could blow up this Land Raider, and then it would be tied for objectives, at which point we would add up the points value, and I would win that because I've got the most valuable ones. That would be the ideal thing. Scary, that would be the ideal thing. Please win, okay? So other than that, though, it will be a Space Marine victory if he cannot do that. So we have one last turn. Obviously, the other board, this one right here, we're not going to bother playing another round on because it doesn't really have any impact. So it's just who can hold the cannon for the last one, for one last hurrah of that big old blast going off.
I feel the disturbance in the hive mind. The hive mind telling me that the cannon must be fired. Let's do it. Go, little bikers, go, get them. Demolition run. Bam! Kills a guy. Demolition run. Go, bikes, go. And then we've got the little truck getting out as well. Okay, then we have some stuff over there. Get them, get them. Then we've got these neophytes advancing. Go, get them. Sentinels. And he's gonna stay still, get his heavy bonus against the captain. Let's go! And then the cult ambush, the last unit of reinforcements arrives, which is the 20 strong Brick of Neophytes that died last turn, just arriving again from the shadows. They were in the gun the whole time! The Gene Stealer cult are advancing forward. I have been able to kill all 3 aggressors. I stacked rear ones to hit on them, ignore cover on them, +1 AP on them with all of the different combos that we've done. We've got the apothecary down to 4 wounds remaining. I still have 2 big bricks of infantry to shoot. I still have the metamorphs and the transport to shoot, and then potentially a couple of charges as well. So I'm really hoping to solidify control of this location. Well, it seems like the truck got really angry. He put 2 wounds on it with the Stormbolt, with the stubber, and then the demo charge is forcing 2 saves at AP3, ignore cover. So it might be the end of the Biophagus. 6 up saves. Oh, he takes 2 damage and goes down. Blah.
That means only these 2 are the things in range of the objective?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
And then a hazardous on the truck. Oh, he's fine. Well, all the stack buffs.
So cool. Love Gene Stealer Cult. Can't wait for the next balanced data slate.
And the last thing to shoot after I killed the Judiciary and the Inceptors with some sporadic fire over here is my Sanctus. 1 shot to rule them all. 1 shot cracks in the dark to bind all of the Gene Stealer cult's efforts on this table to kill the Warlord. 2's hit. Yeah, 3's to wound. Reroll wound rolls because he's my target. Yes, 1. Let me just check if it's devastating. AP2, 4 up save. No, he lived. No.
Oh.
Okay, well that didn't do anything. And then we now have to do the fights against from the Redemptor. However, the Ballistas didn't kill all the acolytes over there, so there's 1 acolyte left. Get him. And that will prevent the Ballistas from really being able to do much next turn, which is exciting. And then, of course, we had my Ridge Runners charging in, and one of them took 3 damage from the attacks back. Okay, so on that side, we were able to tie up the Dreadnoughts, at least for a little bit. And then here we have these Jackals hidden away, holding this objective over here, safe from basically all firepower that could come their way. So with that, I should be able to control that objective, this objective, and there's no way that anything could get onto this objective either, which is held by my Saboteur, which will be 3 objectives of the Gene Stealer cult. And no matter what the Space Marines do, they could kill everything on that objective over there, everything on that objective by the Terminators, but they won't be able to get to the other 3. So the cannon will be ours.
Boom.
You okay?
Yeah. Last roll of the game.
We've got this, and I get to place it. And then we see if all that Gene Stealer cult malarkey really had an effect. So you know where I'm going to drop this?
Right on the Astraeus.
We're going to nuke the Astraeus. Now, I'm going to put it right in the middle, because if this ends up, the middle ends up anywhere on the Astraeus,
Got a big body.
then it's a Tyranid win. because we'll be tied in victory or in a number of objectives. So we'll look at the number on the objective, which increases as they go further back. And because your Terminators in the back are battle shocked, you're missing out on those points. So we're going to place this right here.
Oh, here, let me
You
take.
want to take that off preemptively?
Right.
We're going to place it right there. See that we're going to center it right on that little circle there, so we know exactly where it's going. So we're going to be super dramatic about this. So this is a 10-inch template, which means if it scatters 10 inches that way or this way, it misses. And we're scattering it at 3d6. So the first off, do I roll a direct hit? Oh. No, I did not. And that's actually in the bad location. So if it scatters at least 10, then it misses, and it's a Space Marine victory. Now, if it scatters a little less than that and the center's not over it, you're going to take 6 plus d6 mortal wounds, but you have 8 wounds. I could roll a 1 and not win. I know I'm drawing this out. It's the last roll. We got to draw it out. Let's
go.
How
Let's go.
far will it scatter?
Oh,
11! That does! That's a Space Marine victory! Are you okay? I'm actually excited by that. That's like, that was not likely.
Oh, wait. It'll go on the Land Raider.
Yes.
though. The Land Raider might explode.
That won't do 8 mortal wounds, though.
Yeah, so it'll kill a bunch of
Yeah, so anybody who's like, wait, it could still hit the Astraeus, when you scatter a 10-inch template at least 10 inches, then it moves completely off of where it was. So an 11-inch scatter would put it here, which does put it center on that. It also nukes my 2 characters and destroys this drop pod scenery. And so it just blam, lands right beside it, taking out the wing Tyranid Prime.
Targeting as the
We tried. Put your turret back on, sir. It is a Space Marine victory. It might feel like a bit of a Pyrrhic one, but you're still holding firm. Your wings of liberty flying overhead, setting off fireworks. Yeah, we did it.
Chapter Master's still alive.
Yeah, your Chapter Master's alive. You killed the winged Tyranid Prime, or sorry, the winged Hive Tyrant. You disabled, maybe killed the Patriarch up in the space station as well, sending the Gene Stealer cult into a bit of a frenzy for a little while until the next Gene Stealer gets elected as the Patriarch. Because they do elections, did you know?
Oh, yeah.
Captain lived too.
Yeah, I hear that they're fixed, but they do elections. But you have destroyed this main hive, which means on this side of Drakenfell, the Tyranid presence will be a bit more in shambles. Their leadership no longer quite held. And with the Salamander's efforts and the Necron's efforts on the other side from the last Apocalypse game, the Tyranids' hold on this world is waning. But they still have quite a presence, especially with the Juice of the Cult still around and holding that big defense cannon still, that they will surely use to no goodwill, if that's a way to say that. But anyways, let's recap and finish this bad boy off. That was intense, that was crazy, that was awesome. I am so glad that the scenario worked out, that things mattered. The other table didn't matter quite as much. Getting lethal didn't do as much as I would hope, but that cannon did plenty of damage. You were able to fire it twice, destroy a lot of Tyranids, and then somehow avoid a loss at the very end as we fired it back at you. But it is a Space Marine victory. Thank you, Nathan, for coming all this way, bringing your awesome Space Marine chapter. And Scary, thanks for helping out with the Tyranid side and doing your magic with the Gene
It's all
Stealer
for the
cult.
four-armed Emperor. It was in the stars.
That's right. In the end, we'll just regroup and keep bringing more of the hive mind here. I hope that you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Happy wargaming. Matthew here from MiniWarGaming.com, and welcome to another Apocalypse game. This one is special because we've got Nathan Claus here, who has brought his... Why are you laughing, Luca?
No, Josh laughed.
Oh, okay.
You can't just blame me.
Okay, let's start over.
Why are you
Hold
looking
on.
at me?
But what was funny about that?
Close.
His last name's funny.
It's Claus.
Yeah.
not
Luca
close.
finds his last name
Claus.
funny, so Luca's gonna laugh if you say his last name.
I'm gonna say his
and then
last
blame
name.
me.
Okay. All right.
Say it one more time so you get out of the system.
The other reason is because we decided to do a multi-table, go ahead and pan, a multi-table setup. Just pan, Luca, all the way over. keep going, and pan.
Pan!
Matthew here from MiniWarGaming.com, and welcome to this 20,000 point apocalypse game. Now, this one is extra special. First off, because we got Nathan here, all the way from Las Vegas, who brought his entire. What are we laughing at now?
Because I'm wearing a Utah Hockey Club shirt from Las Vegas.
Why is that laugh? Okay, no. We'll put this at the end, obviously.